Hello, people. How are you doing? I hope that you are well. I hope that you are in health. I hope that you've got peace of mind and you've got some energy in your soul. I hope that you are focused on the things that you want to do in 2022 and you are working towards having a better year than last year. Not because things are better, but because you are more prepared, you are more realistic about the things that you need to do, and you have fortified yourself in your emotions and your mind, your intellect, just to get things done, so that even when things get tough, then you, the tough, get going. Well, this is CJ Atemo. We are on Wisdom Moments on K24, and I hope that you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you have not done that, kindly do so. The YouTube channel, CJ Atemo. You've got to just hit right there. I'm so grateful for all of you who are joining us on Instagram, following. We're building well. So let's keep going right over there on Instagram. But remember, I've got Twitter as well. I've got LinkedIn, and I am on Facebook, CJ Atemo, and then CJ Atemo School of Leadership. I'd be so glad to hear from you. Those of you who would want to just join us in the school and enroll and be part of it, we'd be so glad to hear from you as well, because we've got certain modules. If you get in touch, you will get to know about that. But connect with me on LinkedIn. And also, if you want to send mail, cjatsol@gmail.com, and we can have conversations if you prefer to have formality to it, or if you want to make it official. I'd be so glad to just get back to you right over there. I've been talking about self-motivation this week, and the question that I've been asking is, why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? When you're making your resolutions, when you're making decisions concerning this year, when you decide to change the course of your life, and when you begin to engage in different activities, why do you do that? Because why is the compelling question. The why is the compelling question. If you cannot answer the why, you probably may not stay on the what you're doing. But if you can answer the why and answer it consistently and continuously, if you can answer that, then you are on the right course. You can always do it. It will give you the energy to go past the challenges that you face. It will give you the energy to go past the barriers that you would face. It will always give you the energy to go past the pain, because you remember the why. I think that most of the people who have accomplished great things have been very clear about their why. So I talked about clarity, and I said if there is no clarity, there will be no continuity. It's impossible for you to continue in something if you're not clear about why you're doing it. Sometimes people start something and they just give up because they never even really knew why they were doing that. Sometimes it's just opportunities that were available around them. Sometimes it was just a thought that came into their mind for a moment, an inspiration for a moment, and then they ran into it and ran with it, but they had not really thought about it and planned for it. And so when they get somewhere along the line, like most people would do, start something in January, but by the third week of January, they're all back into their old self. Some of them even by the third day of January, the fourth day of January, and they're back to their old self. The first week, they're all out in the gym, they're all jogging, they're all reading, they're eating healthy, and they're very peaceful, and they've got very nice and polite replies on WhatsApp to everybody. They get to week 2, they get back to their nasty self, talking to everybody the way they want, because they did not count the cost. So I've talked about things that are supposed to form the basis, just guiding how you get yourself motivated. And I talked about conviction. I said, whenever you have conviction about something, it is easy for you to stay on it because it is part of your belief system. So it's easy to stay on it. And if you want to find motivation, find it in your convictions. Find it in your convictions. It will be so easy for you to make decisions based on your convictions. So you can easily find motivation to stay on something based on your convictions. But then I did talk about one of the things that people use to motivate themselves, and it may not be the best thing, and that is comparison. It may not be the best thing for you to do, just making your resolutions and trying to motivate yourself based on comparison. The feeling that you are equal to the people who are your equals, whether they are your relatives, whether they are your colleagues, your mates, your neighbors, You just feel they should not be doing better than you. You're not even trying to do better than them. You're just saying, look, if they're dating, I've got to be dating. If they're driving, I've got to be driving. If they're going abroad, I need to go abroad. So you motivate yourself by comparison. And sometimes you really don't know what drives them and what fuels what they do. So it's not a good place to find motivation from. Comparison makes you feel that you need to be at par with everybody else, and sometimes that's quite a stretch, because people have different factors and reasons why they do what they do and why they are who they are. So that's not a very good thing. And if you make your decisions based on comparison, you may need to drop that and go back more on your convictions. Well, today I want to share the third one, which is competition. The difference between comparison and competition is that whereas in comparison somebody wants to be at par with the rest, in competition they feel they need to be better. In competition, they feel they need to be better because they draw their identity from outdoing the other people. So in competition, it is like, I drive, you drive, but if we're both driving Toyotas, I need to make you feel less. I've got to drive something more powerful. I need to outdo you. The reason is I need to show you that I'm better than you. There are people whose motivation is to show that they are better than you. They deal with insecurities. They're dealing with insecurities, and they keep on feeling like if in any one area you're doing better than them, then they're not doing good enough. And so they will always want to outdo you. So if you move into a neighborhood, they want to move into a better neighborhood. You spend this money, they have to spend more. Even if they don't have it, even if they have to borrow it, they have to spend more. Sorry. They have to spend more than you have spent because they draw their motivation from competition. If there's nobody around them that is doing something, they have nothing to do. They cannot just take themselves into a direction and say, I will do this, I will build this, I will buy this, I will go this direction, I will become this kind of person, I will look like this, I will dress like this. They cannot find that direction without first of all finding somebody else who's doing that, whom they think they need to be better than. And well, sometimes they accomplish much, but it is a very negative way of motivating yourself, because somewhere along the line, you will find people you can't beat. You will find people you cannot outrun. You will find people that you cannot outgrow. You will find people who are always ahead. And sometimes they're not even thinking about you. They're not even thinking about anybody else. They're not even thinking about comparing themselves with anybody else. And you get frustrated. You get frustrated because you may feel you're not doing enough or you're not good enough. Yet the only reason why you may feel that is because you are in competition. Now, it is dangerous to be in competition with people who are not in competition with you. It is dangerous that you are running a race against people who are not even aware that you're trying to run a race against them. It makes you become jealous. It makes you become vicious. It makes you become malicious. It makes you become angry. You will say things about them that are not good. You will be trying to bring them down, tear them down at all times, because deep inside of you, there is the innate feeling that if they're doing better than you, then you're not doing good enough. Now, your motivation should not come from competition. Your motivation should not come from competition. Again, I will keep on sending you back to my first point, which I talked about motivation, which is conviction. Your motivation should not be out of competition. That if your sister moved to a 2-bedroom house, so you need to move to a 3-bedroom house. If your brother, bought something for the kid, so you are going to buy something bigger. If your friend took their family over the holidays to the coast, so you now saving all the money that you can for April so that you can go out of the country. So you cannot live life like that. And you cannot let that become the motivation of what you do. If you are the type that loves to compete with other people, well, you know what? You may just need to seek help because you may be dealing with insecurities, and you need to come to the place of self-love and appreciation so that your motivation is not determined by your competition with other people. I hope that this has been helpful to you. This is the Sage CJ Atemo And keep it right here on K24 for Wisdom Moments on K24 every 9:55 a.m. Monday to Friday. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, just set notifications so that you get the videos when they're uploaded, or rather you get to know, and then watch, like, share,